For 7 years, the DNQ Karting Series has been coming to the Millbridge Speedway, and today we will celebrate the 6th annual Milltona 50 race here from the Millbridge Speedway. 50 laps for the DNQ Ghostface Brewing Cup Series. A very, very hard race to win, but a very illustrious one at that. Your name goes on the trophy after you win this race. There are many drivers here today that are trying to win this trophy, some of them attempting this race for the first time. We have Ronnie Shirk, who is a rookie to Cup racing. He finished second in the ARCA points last year. He's looking for a good run today. Clint Mills is back to racing in the DNQ Karting Series. He's sick as shit. He's going to run the Busch Series race anyway. And then we have the wily veteran LJ McCleary, who is back to win another championship. Let's go down and talk to Adam Welsh.
Well, it has to be one of the favorites to win the Cup Series championships this year is Adam Welsh. Adam, we ran this treaded stuff last race. You seem like you did very well in both the Predator and the Cup Series competition. We expect big things from you this year. How do you live up to that expectation?
Try not to fuck up in the tech house. That'd be a good start. Last year, the tech house killed me all year, so we'll try to be on our toes this year and make sure we're surging right. And our clone motor, well, I don't even know what you do with clone, but we'll figure it out.
So what have you learned from that one race that we ran a couple months ago at the end of the season? What was the biggest thing you took away from that, and what did you incorporate your setups for after running that race?
Well, it's just pretty much about momentum. So you got to gear for the top, but you got to be able to go to the bottom if need be, and trying to be in the middle. You're not going to try to get your RPM right on the clone. Your Predator is just whatever it is, you know. But you got to gear right, and a lot of stagger. So I changed absolutely nothing. So I'm hoping it works.
A lot of karts here, a lot of competition in both the Hooters Pro Cup and Cup Series this year, but we expect this guy to be towards the top of the points at the end of the year.
Well, good luck to Adam Welsh, but let's check out last year's champions. And in 2019, it was Nigel Standish taking home the ARCA Championship. Caleb Kennard took home Heavy Cup. Tyson Freeze took home the big championship in Cup Series. Showalter, Busch, and Contarino and Dash. My picks for this year are Ronnie Carroll, Robert Showalter, LJ McCleary, I think is going to get done in Cup. And Busch Showalter is a repeat champion. This year, I like Mike Melton in the Dash Series. And Barry Mack, I know you've got some guys keyed up for this year. Who do you have winning these championships?
Yeah, I want to tell you guys that, you look at Showalter. I saw that you had him in the BGN Series and the Pro Cup Series. I've got him in the Pro Cup Series. He comes from a big heritage of names. Want to make sure we point out guys like Gary Showalter, still wearing Rustlers, black jeans from 1973. Out of the racetrack. He comes from a pedigree of guys that can get it done. Now in Cup, I really believe in Standish. Don't even know him, but I like his name.
And what was really funny is when we brought everything over to Bill Chester. Bill, you really like Chase Elliott this year.
There's only one guy that can get it done, and we all know it. It is Chase Elliott, Chase Elliott, Chase Elliott, Chase Elliott, Chase Elliott, and Chase Elliott. He is going to sweep the series, Bob. There is no doubt about it.
Well, the field is absolutely screwed when Chase Elliott shows up. Let's go down and talk to the lineage of Gary Showalter, Robert Showalter.
Another driver that was at top of the points at the end of the year. Won the Busch Series championship was Robert Showalter. Welcome back. I see you got some of the stuff for the Hooters Pro Cup Series to run and Cup Series as well. We expect big things from Adam Welsh, you as well. I mean, what did you learn from the last race you ran down here on these shredded tires?
So we learned we didn't change nothing from our slick tires package, and it's definitely a handful driving it. It's pretty fun out there, and it's got to stay smooth. And I'm running the clone, going to the big boy motor this time, so I don't know. I might go out there and get my ass kicked, or I might not. So we'll figure that out. And then, but yeah, we didn't change much, nothing. We just go out there and drive it, and hope for the best.
How much more fun is it running these as opposed to those Maxxis slick tires?
I mean, you're just not a constant, locked down like with the grip that the prep tires have. These ones here, the ass ends hanging out on you, and I mean, you're driving it the whole time. It's fun. I like it.
Hoosiers brought a really good tire here for running in this series. We want to thank them for being part of it. But we expect a lot of competition, a lot of really good racing out of this driver for next year.
If I can just stay out of not simple,
yeah, exactly.
Well, Hoosier Tire, a proud sponsor of the DNQ Karting Series. They bring a great tire to the racetrack. Cannot wait to see what these treaded tires do on the racetrack when they do get out there and get running. A lot more stagger than these guys are used to running, and we had a trial race at the end of the season. It was really good, so we're very excited to see how that plays out. But let's go down and talk to Ronnie Carroll, who's favorited to win the ARCA Series Championship.
Well, Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair is a great sponsor for the DNQ Busch Series. But Ronnie Carroll, you run in the ARCA and Busch Series last year a little bit, dabbled in both. This year, I think you're doing more of the ARCA stuff for this year to chase that championship. But we got you favored as probably number one to win that championship this year. So what do you have to do to make that happen?
Really? Oh, man. Put me on the spot. Really just tires, I think. Tires. I mean, we've been on this track numerous races. I think we got the track down. They do a good job keeping up the track. So I think if we hit it on tires every race, just drive clean and shouldn't have no problem. We're going to try to run ARCA and Busch this year, so that maybe double up our chances on winning the championship.
So the Maxxis tires is completely different than what we're running on some of the other series. Went to Hooters and they're running the treaded stuff. The prep game here, how hard is it to keep up with those tires as far as prep goes?
The prep game is key to these things nowadays. Everybody knows that. I think that's why y'all tried going to the treaded stuff, make it a little easier on just weekend racers or whatnot. But this place right here, usually one or two different preps that get you by. So if you learn those, you'll be good.
Ronnie Carroll, he's very fast. Every time he comes here, he's got some very good keys to success. Watch him to win this ARCA Series Championship by the time the season's over.
We're good talking to Ronnie Carroll, but let's check out some of the past Milltona 50 champions we've had. And Jason Eford won this thing in 2015, Barry, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, what I want to talk about is 2016 Timmy Nye, the legend, gets it done. And I don't know if he's retired, got killed, listed in a trailer park. Nobody knows, but he's gone.
Guys, the biggest thing to point out here is we've had 5 years in the Milltona 50 and 5 different winners.
And you know, Jason Denny won that thing in 2018, and last year was all Tyson Freeze.
Tyson Freeze with the new Aero package last year got it done, but we have fucked him up by changing it again this year for no reason.
And there it is, your 5 Milltona 50 winners, and they are chasing this trophy right here. And Barry, their names go on this trophy after they win this race.
Yeah, guys, this is a huge thing to win in the greater Charlotte area. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll be right back after this.
Out here, a man isn't measured by where he started.
It helped today.
Building champions one race at a time.
Hooters Pro Cup starting lineup, and it is Scott Zarowski on the Tar Heel Race Supplies pole with Robert Showalter on the outside pole.
And in row 2, we've got Jay, I don't know how to say his name, and Mike Miller.
Row number 4, Mike Clitorino and Craig Smith. El Deuterino.
Fifth row, Jonathan Mabe and David Beck Markham and Adam Welsh will round out the field for Hooters Pro Cup. In the Hooters Pro Cup Series, 390 stock Predator engine. You have the treaded Hoosiers in this series. The tires are subject to lab testing, and you have gear rules, but you got options. And options are always something important, especially with women.
Yeah, you like my trailer, Bob, but somebody's going to get fucked up with options because these fucking guys don't know how to change left from right.
Mike Contarino has a Finish Line Pressure Washing LLC in-cart camera. We are going green on 2020 as Scotty Z leads the field, and already he went to the top, and that seems like something that we're going to see a lot here today.
Yeah, guys, I probably haven't commented on one of these videos in probably 2 years, and the last time I saw one of these videos, you couldn't run the top here at Millbridge.
This track is wetter than your old lady, Bob. What is going to happen throughout this day and as this racetrack cools down and gets a little more friction and heat on it?
You know, I'm not very sure. I know they have some bigger cars here, Legends cars and a couple of the micros, and they're starting to put some divots in the track, but I got to say, we're seeing great side-by-side racing, and I can't wait to get on Twitter later and see people post videos of restarts from races years ago and races right now.
Yeah, guys, nobody's ever happy about anything despite how good it might be. As you see that white car on the bottom trying to use the Monster Ultra Black inside lane.
Showalter starting to search around a little bit, trying to get to Scotty Z, but in the back it's Mike Contarino and Adam Welsh vying for that top 5. We're seeing guys trying to do some slide jobs and stuff like that. This more looks like real dirt racing, doesn't it, Bill?
Yeah, but I'd rather be at Candy's Cabaret getting a job instead of a slide job, Bob. There you can see it. Slide job into turn 2.
I mean, it is pretty good to see the momentum up top. You got guys searching all around this track, and it actually looks like a decent deal, and you got to credit that to Hoosier Tires, don't you?
Yeah, I would say that these guys are really enjoying being able to use these black rubber tires that have a purple back logo on it, because they don't write me a check directly, so I can't say their name. But they seem to have done a nice job here so far.
We're on board with Mike Clitorino on top right now. Usually he's on the bottom going for a good ride, but he switched it up today, getting in that wet spot up there.
These guys are searching around the groove. I mean, we added...
Fucking gloves.
We added 2 inches of stagger to these carts. And you know what, Barry? I know that you're an old crew chief. What does 2 inches of stagger usually do to the handling of these things?
Well, guys, it's going to help them turn a little bit, go from turning a little bit to a hell of a lot of bit. And that guy right there who's driving with no gloves on, he may only need to not have gloves because the stagger's helping him turn. I don't know. He's got bare knuckles or something. He's tough.
This is some white knuckle racing, Barry, back for 5th and 6th and 7th, about 18 seconds behind the leader.
Multi-groove racing. It looks like Showalter's starting to try to work the bottom, and seems like it's working in 3 and 4. Not so much in 1 and 2, but these guys are pretty much even. He's just got to figure out a way to pass them. It's pretty cool to actually see a go-kart race with multi-groove racing.
You got to attribute that to the tire, Bob. That black tire that's sticky with the dual triple compound new traction grip that they put in turns 3 and 4, the sticky stuff. Bob, that's just making this 2-groove racing.
Yeah, guys, I went down to the pits and actually talked to some of the guys who wanted to run this race, and they told me that in some of their practice laps, inside tire temperature to the outside tire temperature was about 10 degrees cooler than it was in the past couple of years. It makes me wonder if guys that won these races in the past might have won them with this tire compound. It's just changed so much.
It's got to be hard to build a notebook, especially when you are changing the tires around board. Mike Connorino with the Finish Line Wash Pros in-car camera. When you change tires so much, it's got to be really hard to define the setup on this thing, doesn't it?
Well, Bob, I think it's harder for these guys to build a notebook because they can't read or write.
And I don't think Mike Contorino can read or write. He's not wearing gloves. He's very...
And sweatpants.
And sweatpants. Those are Costco sweatpants, by the way.
Might be his pajamas, too.
Where's his wife? He's nice around somewhere.
I wore these shorts all weekend long.
They're side by side.
Adam Wells starting to make his move. And I got to say, don't look now, but Robert Showalter is starting to run down Scotty Z by running that Monster Energy Ultra Black Groove, but Scotty Z running the high line, gets some momentum and pulls away.
Guys, he's just keeping the momentum up top and just starving Showalter off the corner here. But Showalter, he's going to have to do what he can on that Ultra Black line and see he's going to make it work there for the pass.
Watch that slide draft. Side drafted. He side drafted him.
Yeah, and while this is all going on, Adam Welsh is slowly closing in, and we have got them gooch to gooch as they head down into 1 and 2.
That's the benefit of the draft, Bob. The aerodynamics of this aero package is letting this side-by-side race. And a door slam for 6.
They're 3 wide. And that is the caution is out. We have a 5 to go caution.
They touched caution.
Yeah, they got a little excited about him being
Problems.
Problems. Here we go. 5 to go. Green flag is out. And let's see if Scotty Z can hold these guys out. He took the bottom. He hasn't run the bottom all the friggin' race, and now he's going to take the bottom.
Major Milltona implications. 3rd to 1st for number Jeff Bodine.
These guys are tip to tip. Looks like Adam Wells is going to skate away with the lead.
Adam Welch started this race dead last, and he's up to 1st.
Oh, God.
Oh, Mike Melton goes around the Brewster Baker machine. He's stuck on a hump, and that'll bring out the caution. Tough break for that Brewster 6-pack machine there.
Yeah, you're just not safe anywhere in this pack at all, Bob. You try to stay up front so you can stay out of the big one. But what it proves is there are no driving fucks all throughout this field, and you can get wrecked in second.
I'm surprised Welsh took the bottom there. As we just watched him take the lead up top, Scotty Z, maybe he'll get a run here, see what happens.
He might not know his left from his right choosing that restart lane.
Barry, can we cut to a restart from 10 years ago right now and compare it?
I think we should go back to the 1993 Cup race at North Wilkesboro, post it on Twitter, and let everybody complain about how it's not the good days anymore.
14, Scotty Z jumps the left rear of Adam Welsh. That loses all his momentum as Showalter skated away from Welsh. We've got only a few laps remaining in this Pro Cup feature.
God, his thighs have got to be on fire right now with that 60 grit wrestlers.
Jay Zapara is, oh, we got him turned.
We go around.
Jonathan Maybe in that Mountain Dew machine gets wrecked.
Around in 5th. No caution.
No, absolutely not. We're trying to get this shit done. We stay green. Showalter's leading off of turn 4. He is going to take his win. It is the second one in a row for Pro Cup competition.
Chase Elliott takes the win.
Let's go down and talk to Victory Lane. Robert Showalter down here in Victory Lane at the Milltona race for the Hooters Pro Cup Series. Man, I'll tell you what, 2 in a row here in the Hooters Pro Cup Series. I mean, we ran a kind of a trial race, last race of the year last season. You come over here, and it seems like you couldn't do anything with Scotty Z, and then all of a sudden you started figuring out running the bottom was actually faster.
Yeah, so when I was following him, yeah, he was keeping a pace in front of me, and I was like, man, I don't know where I'm going to catch him at. And then we went up a little bit higher and still staying the same ground. And then I just kind of made my own track down there in the bottom and started cutting the course a little bit, and it seemed to work out. And I feel like I had about 5 other followers after I started doing that. So, yeah, man, these tires are awesome. It's fun. You definitely got to drive it, and you got to figure out the track where the groove is going to work best for you, where you're going to pick up time, and where you're going to lose time, and it's fun. I like it.
Robert Showalter, his second Hooters Pro Cup win. Adam Welsh for his second today in the Hooters Pro Cup Series event. And let me tell you what, you, Showalter, Scotty Z, everybody up there, you guys, everybody was up top running for a while, and all of a sudden it just transitioned to the bottom. Why did everybody make the change?
Well, I was riding in 4th and couldn't go nowhere, couldn't catch them, couldn't do nothing. So I just started going high, then went really low, then don't really know what the white lines are for down there, but I went way below them trying to find grip and found it. Got to them. I had a bid for the lead and if I had to go, come out, but got a good restart. They don't like my restarts, but I got to work on that. And it's all right. We started last, so second's all right. Get beat by my teammate again, though. God almighty. Gotta stop bringing him.
Adam Welsh wants to get rid of his teammate, which is, hey, you could do that sometimes. Good job. Well, J-Bob down here in his DNQ debut will finish 3rd in the Hooters Pro Cup feature. I tell you what, there's a lot of beating and banging on those last restarts, kind of opened the door for you, but how do you like running not only DNQ, but this series right here?
I enjoy it a lot. When I heard you guys were going to this the treaded tire, I was all in at that point. I haven't been racing probably 20 years, and I started getting in a go-kart with my buddy Skippy, and we decided that, we'd come out and give this a shot, and, man, it's a blast.
3rd place winner for J-Bob in his debut, so look forward to watch him run a little bit more this year.
I'm going to open up 2 beers. Okay. You tell me which sounds more refreshing.
Gotcha.
This one? Or this one?
Busch.
Definitely the one that went Busch. What beer is that?
Are you being serious?
Yes.
It's Busch.
Right.
Busch.
Pink Magic ARCA Series starting lineup. Front row, we got Tyler Lalone on the Tar Heels Race Supply Pole Award and Clint Mills.
And in row 2, we got Kyle Brown and Ronnie Carroll.
Row number 2, Michael Rimjob and Bobby Stokes.
You got Aaron Hodges has a DNQ engine and Hunter Weaver in the next row. You got to wonder how some of these guys like Mike Reimer knows you're going to call him rim job every video. He takes that verbal abuse every race. I absolutely love it. Thomas Backmarkham in that next row. Justin Wilson, Ian Isringhausen in the next.
Row number 8, Michael Perkin, Derek Cooter. Row number 10, Zach Kamalala.
What's with Zach's hair?
ARCA Big Magic Series 390 stock predator. You can prep tires here, and there is 1 gear rule, and these guys are amateurs. The true peasants of DNQ.
What did we just watch?
Here we go. These are the Slick Tire Maxes as the green flag is out. Tyler Lalone leads the field. Clint Mills in second. And they get right to the bottom, unlike our last feature.
Serious door slamming back for 20th.
Serious power bottoms right
Well, Bill, if our previous class we just watched can't read or write, what do you think these guys can do?
They haven't made it to school yet.
This is K through 12. Tyler Baloney leads the field as Clint Mills in second in that white helmet. I talked to Clint earlier. He said he was really sick. He was stupid to even come up to race. But you know what? Sometimes being sick, as we've seen with some drivers, is actually faster.
Clint Mills with that white helmet really sticks out like a erection.
All right, Bill.
Now, these guys are a little bit faster than what we just watched, but they are way locked in the racetrack. They got about 2 inches of stagger, and they can prep their tires. So let's go down to our crew chief down here. Barry Mack, what is totally different about these karts? They're faster because they prep, but I mean, handling-wise, what's different? What do we got to change?
Well, guys, I really don't know a whole
They were
lot.
3 wide for a second.
We're racing. Guys, I ain't seen racing like that since that 1993 restart video we posted about 5 minutes ago on the Twitter account. I already see there's about 9 complaints in the comment section.
We've got all kinds of racing here. They looked like they were going to be 3 wide. No karts have been. Now they're touching doors. They touch.
Door slamming on the front stretch is something that's just become a part of DNQ racing, and that's just a fact of life.
Guys, let's go back and look at the finish to the 2003 Darlington race between Ricky Rudd and Kurt Busch for the next 30 straight minutes.
Tyler Baloney leads Ronnie Carroll and Clint Mills, and the rest of the peasant ARCA racers are going down, and we see one taking the Jason Eford line off the racetrack. It's Justin Wilson. As you know, there is a Bon Sugar in this race, by the way.
I can't tell. He's, you know how
He
they
just
say
got
Bob
lapped.
Talent skips a generation? Well, that fucking skipped that one.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Kyle Bon Sugar and Justin Bon Sugar. I mean, these guys are all talented racers, as he's getting lapped right now by Baloney, but just didn't have the setup today, Barry.
Yeah, I think when people say that they missed the setup and they just constantly are never good, they might just suck and they just don't want to let it go.
Maybe he's got a real long-run setup. Maybe about lap 25 that thing's going to come alive.
Yeah, that's an excuse that's used by a lot of people, and it usually don't work out.
Well, you know, I want to point out he might be like, oh, we got a yellow.
There it is.
Turned around.
Alex Bon Sugar goes for a spin. It skipped a generation. Let's see what happened.
Just flat out fucking lost it, Bob. Ran out of talent.
Yep, there it is. You could see it actually skipping over the generation right on video right there. You can see it. Slowly skip a generation.
Well, Bob, you know, you can see the track. When it gets a little bit gray up there, that's where all the marbles are. And there is no grip up there.
Oh, we got one. The whole side.
Jesus.
See, now that's a roof flap right there. That's a safety initiative that stopped him from flipping over right there, is it not?
Yeah, guys, these karts are actually designed to have those flaps come up to stop the car from turning over. And again, it's not about the good racing. It is about the safety of the drivers right there. Great job by DNQ car on that one.
The side panel did its job there, and the safety initiatives in DNQ are unmatched.
Bob, that being a safety item, he's going to have to come down pit road and get that fixed before he can rejoin this race.
He's on the DKP, the damaged cart policy, so he has 3 minutes to fix it as we go back green.
A single flap cost each of these guys about $50,000.
And you can only buy them from DNQ.
And we're saving you guys money every race.
Safety, Bob.
As Tyler Baloney leaves this race over Ronnie Carroll, Rim Job, and Mills are your top 4.
How the fuck is that white car so far behind already?
Well, I mean, sometimes you just don't have it, do you?
Bobby Donner's shit needs to get better.
Guys, I'm going to go back to, is it Alex Bonsignor? Is that his name?
Yes, Alex, yeah.
I think we should do like a segment of like the DeVry University go back to college, you know, like when they spin out on their own, you know?
The top 4 are human centipeding them ways down the back stretch, and you know what, this is completely different than the multi-groove racing we just watched. And you know, Bill, I really don't think that this is really anything exciting.
Well, what I notice here, Bob, is the big difference is the tire compound and the tire roll. In that other class, we had that purple tire with all the treads, the one with the white background splash.
That would be Hoosier. They do pay me, so yes, Hoosier.
That was the tire in the other class. So what I can see here is yellow. You got another one turned around.
Mike Perks goes for a spin off of turn 2. That's going to bring out the caution. Mike drove like 6 hours down here to come race. Not having the day that he wanted to. He loves DNQ. Absolutely loves DNQ. Green flag. We are back underway.
DeVry University caution right there.
Yes. As we see Reimer and the rest of the guys racing down here. They're side by side. They haven't been side by side this whole race.
Yeah, guys, great race right here. Look at the guy looking on the inside there for 4th place.
You got to give credit to the 750 package that these guys race in.
Yeah, but Bob, what I want to point out is I don't think the spoiler is the right size for this. Last year, there was just so much better racing. It was so much tighter. These drivers, they just keep complaining about how they can't get behind somebody or they got arrow tight.
Just like Ronnie Carroll did right there. He lost the nose. He got right behind him. Alex Bonsugar goes for another spin down the backstretch.
DeVry University, go back to college.
And we are going to throw the caution because he's backwards as Carroll was trying to take the lead from Tyler Lalone. Caution out for Alex Bonsugar. Let's see what happened here. Got a cart inside him, and he just comes down on him. Hold on, wait a minute. Right here, you could see the generation getting skipped right there. And we got somebody with their sweatshirt halfway pulled over their hands waving around. Single file restarts here. We are past the 3 attempts to do that. Green flag, only a few laps to go for Tyler Baloney.
Who's the red rocket behind him?
That's Ronnie Carroll, Mr. Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair, and Rim Job is in 3rd.
Oh, well, he's about to get punted the fuck out of the way right now because he's holding everybody up. White flag, 1 to go.
Let's see if Ronnie Carroll can do anything here.
White, 1 to go.
Carroll can't get to him, but Tyler Lalone is a cheating motherfucker, which we found out later. He's going to take the win, but Ronnie Carroll won the race. Let's go down and talk to him. P2 for Ronnie Carroll here today in the DNQ Pink Magic ARCA Series feature event. You were definitely better than the guy that won this race. You just needed a couple more laps. Tell us about the end of that race.
Yeah, I was way better. I was kind of hoping it would stay green. Take us a couple laps to get up to speed. Don't take off too great. But, yeah, we were quick. A couple more laps, we'd had it.
Well, you're running for a championship, so this is definitely a good point stay for you.
Good point stay. Can't beat it. Can't win, come second.
Carroll Tractor Trailer Repair man himself, Ronnie Carroll, P2 today.
All right. Yep.
Michael Reimer down here finishing 3rd in this event tonight. Michael, you seem like you just came alive there towards the end of this race. What was so much different from when you started? Did the tires just come in finally?
Yeah, I think the tires finally come in. You know, we were pretty good. I knew we had a good piece, but it just took a while to get the tires coming in. Our clutch started going out there at the end. Couldn't get them on the restarts, but it's a pretty good run. I'd like to thank everybody, Justin Anderson, Austin Jones. They helped me get here. So, yep.
Michael Reimer, 3rd place finish here today. Well, as the rest of the show goes on, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the Dash Series feature.
Out here, a man isn't measured by where he started. Just where he finishes.
Jeremy Clements from Spartanburg, South Carolina, has found his way into the playoffs by winning at Road America.
Building champions one race at a time.
Well, we don't usually do a video for 4 carts, but here it is. Goodies Dash Series, Mike Melton on the pole with Mike Clitorino on the outside.
For number 2, David Back Markham and Dylan Welsh.
Here is Goodies Dash. It is 390 stock Predator. The left front tire treaded is all the way around on these things. And there you go. No prep. We usually don't do a video for 4 carts.
Minimum 6 PSI?
Yeah, well, that was for the old tire.
These fucking things can't handle it.
Well, they have 0 stagger, too, so that definitely increases the speed. But I'll tell you what.
0 stagger, 37% wedge.
Yeah. Here we go. Green flag. We are underway, and like I said before.
This is green.
Yeah, this is green. This is 4 of them, and we'll see what happens.
Do they have a restrictor? Oh, my God.
Oh, there's a left rear hump. Drink. That's 1 drink right there. Every time they jump a left rear, if you're watching this at home, want a drink? Drink every time they jump a left rear. That's probably 2 or 3, to be honest with you, but, we'll start here.
Might want to go to the liquor if there's only 2 or 3 guys.
There we go. Adam Welsh leading. Adam Welsh would have won the championship in this last year if he would have gotten his shit together.
Jesus, it looks like Trip Bruce set up every single one of these.
With these tires in 0 stagger, they're a little bit faster, but I gotta say they do not handle worth a shit. Everybody that tested this said they were plowing tight, but you got Mike Melton. He's starting to sneak up to the higher line. Do you think that's the way to go?
I think it might be. You might want to keep that motor wound up around the top line of the track because clearly these guys can't turn for shit.
Got to run to the back bumper on Adam Welsh's Mike Melton, that Brewster machine. These two guys up front are pretty much the best dash racers we have, and they were hoping to get more competition. Obviously, more than 4 carts would be great. So next year, to help these guys, I think we're just going to step the nose in here, put a big step in the nose, and you create that center jet a little bit better in these things. What do you think?
Yeah, you got to take that tail offset out of these things too. It's just not working. When you get up behind somebody, you get the yaw in it. And you can't get that with the offset tail.
And guys, I know there's a lot of people here that are maybe from the north or from the west, and Bill's not talking about the southern version of y'all. He's saying y'all, Y-A-W. And, yeah, I mean, I had a conversation up at Bristol Motor Speedway with Sterling Marlin about some of those problems, and he had agreed that these are some of the challenges that are in this series. You know, fortunately for the guys, they're well off, so, you know, change is only going to cost about $375,000. These cars will be out here. They'll be just fine going into next season.
Mike Melton going to the top. He's getting a case of the runs, Bill, and I think that's something we got to watch here. I smell a hot fart back there.
He is looking at it. He's up on that cushion, drilling those farts into that memory foam. It remembers. Jesus, look at the runs he's getting. He gives up the bottom and it gets right to that back bumper of the leader.
He's definitely dusting the top off there, Barry, and he is just hot farting his way to the front of this thing.
Damn, there he is.
Y'all see that run off of 2 there? He's got diarrhea blowing right through his fire suit.
Caution is out, and just like Tony Stewart at Watkins Glen a couple years ago, he may not go straight to victory lane. He may just have to pressure wash his ass.
His ass, his sphincter's got to be at about 700 degrees right now with the kind of heat that's flying out.
I bet if you put a piece of coal between his ass cheeks, you'd have a diamond by the time this race was over. The pressure and heat is immense as he gets to the top, and he gets enough run to get the lead.
And the top works again. You see shithouse dusted off the top right there. Larson goes.
Whoa! Look at that run. Wow, what a run he just got there. Oh, my goodness. The trail of shit behind that cart is amazing for those runs he just got.
Now, Bob, if you're the next class out here and there's shit all over the track, what do? Do you run right through that tippy-top hot groove?
As fast as you're going right now, I would definitely get up there and at least dust it off.
Yeah, God, well, it's clean.
Get the pooper scooper out there and just get rid of it.
You need a hot towel.
We need a bidet for the racetrack. Mike Melton's got the white flag out. 1 more lap to go, and I don't think anybody's going to touch him, probably because he smells so bad.
Yeah, it smells like shit.
They're racing for the lead.
The Credit One Bank coming off of turn number 4. Mike Melton's going to win the race.
The statistics say we have way more passes, quality passes. Than we have.
All right. Mike Melton down here in Victory Lane, victorious in the Goodies Dash Series event. Mr. Dash Series is what they're calling him down here. Simply just getting it done in the Dash Series. Mike, you won the season finale. You win this race. We're going to call that 2 in a row. What is it about this setup? And this is a whole different set of tires than what we've been running before that makes you excel.
This is actually a whole nother cart. We just robbed old Brewster off the other cart and put it on this one. I really don't know. I think the smaller tires give the cart a little more drivability. Thankful for Hoosier coming on board with this deal right here, man. It's awesome. I'm glad to have them. I really don't know. I got Turbo over here being my chassis guy, helping me out. R2 Designs, like Mike and all those guys over there, man, they're a great group of guys. Get a lot of info from them too, so it's fun racing with them. So I'm glad to be able to beat them a little bit. They whip on me pretty good when we put big tires on, so it's nice to whip them back with little tires. So just glad to be here.
2 in a row for Mike Melton here, and he loves the Hoosier tire.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, you ready? All right, this is Mike Connorino, not the guy who just won the race. I'm losing it today. Mike finished second here in past champion. It seems like things are starting to repeat itself. Mike Melton's going to be tough to beat in this series when he runs it. But second place finish, and it seems like you had a good day.
Yeah, I had a really good day. Cart was good. I had nothing for Melton. He's been good since the last race of the season last year, so I think I was a little bit better than Adam. I might not have been, but I had nothing for Mike.
Yeah, Mike Melton's going to be tough here as he celebrates in Victory Lane. So we talk about this Dash Series. How is it running this package right here? We didn't run it the last race of the year.
Yeah, I like the treaded. Treaded makes it a little bit hands-in driver, so I think it's a better outcome. I just wish more people would come and put on the 450s all the way around or the 550s all the way around and come run with us.
Mike Contarino, second place finish here tonight in the Dash Series. P3 for one of the fastest guys here tonight in the Goodies Dash Series, Adam Welsh. You're going to win one of these today at some point, right?
Man, I hope. I got one more shot. I said I didn't want to get beat in the Tech House. I already have one, so let's see if we can not do that anymore. We lost this championship last year because of the Tech House. Won the first race, won the second race, won the third race, and you got bounce, 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 bounce. So let's just go ahead and not do that today and stick with the third. I'm good with that.
Adam Welsh hopefully gets his shit together and passes Tech here.
Out at the cabin, fresh mountain air. Wake up, we got good times to share. Crack open a can of the finest blend. Get that Busch latte feeling with my best friend.
Busch lattes feature a thick foam, great aroma, and of course a finish that's crisp and cold as a mountain stream.
The crisp way to greet your day. Grab a cup of Busch latte.
DNQ Busch Series starting lineup, and it looks like Robert Showalter is on the target red supply pole with Tyler Baloney on the outside pole.
For number 3, Standish and Caleb Clint.
Then in row 3, we got Ronnie Carroll and Derek Cooter.
Johnny O and Mitchell McLean making his DNQ debut, be in the next row.
For number 7, Zach Cohn and Kyle Turkbrass.
And in row 8, we got Bobby Stokes and Trent Ryan Newman.
Brandon Lyons, welcome back to DNQ, and Randall Beck will round out the field. Busch Series, 390 stock predator Maxxis Pay. This is the same thing as ARCA, except these guys are a little bit better drivers than the ARCA Series. Yeah, that is definitely relative. Well, here we go. Field coming off of turns 3 and 4. They fire in the blue lizard restart zone. And here they go. Green flag, we are underway.
Who's the beer company that sponsors this? Or are we not on there yet?
No, we're not on there yet. Okay. This is the Busch Series, but it's Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair.
They're 3 wide.
They're 3 wide. They're 3 wide. Trent Newman, Zach Cooter, and Ronnie Carroll were 3 wide for 1 second, and they're already strung out. This is a tire prep class with the Maxxis pink and blue, but I got to say, look at Caleb Clenard there. Caleb Clenard, the 19, has the DNQ spec engine. It is completely stock. He has gone to second place.
The statistics say there's 2 quality passes, and we don't give a fuck what the fans think because the numbers don't lie.
How about this race for the lead, guys? Real close. Check the stopwatch right there. Second place is 1/4 of a tenth faster than the leader that lap.
Well, he should have him run down at least a lap or 2, correct?
Yeah, he should be there soon. Really making an effort here. You can see he's pulled away from third. He's running down the leader. Great racing going on. Lots of action. Great passing. So much going on out here, guys. I'm so far off the edge of my seat. Michael Waltrip's having to push me back in it.
Now, I got to say...
Cue a race from 10 years ago.
Barry, I know your calculator is smoking over there. Can these guys make it on fuel for this 30-lap race?
Guys, it's close. These guys got about 29.9 laps of fuel. I think what it depends on here, guys, is how rich or how lean they're running their fuel, kind of like the guys do from across the pond. Lewis Hamilton runs his shit real rich, wins a lot of races, but a guy today from the back of the pack running lean might be able to pull off the victory if these other guys run out of fuel.
Barry, nobody's as rich as you, though.
I don't know, guys. I paid for someone to race for a long time, and I'm out of money.
And we got one off of 4, and that is Randall Beck goes around in the 8. Let's take a look at what happened there.
Dale Jr.'s around in turn 4.
Just skips a generation right here, doesn't it?
Here you can see him just run out of fucking talent.
There it is.
DeVry University, go back to college caution.
Caution's out. We're getting ready to do a restart. And you know what? Right before that caution, Caleb Clenard was 0.02 of a second faster than Robert Showalter on 1 lap. So he may get to the front here. And he's to his bumper.
They're side by side.
He's there, guys.
He's there. He's sniffing him. He's got the draft. The aero package is so bad he can't pull up to pass him.
Guys, I just heard he radioed into his crew. He said he feel like he's faster, but once he gets right within half a car length, he just gets aero tight, and there's just not a whole lot that he can do.
You got to get organized in this type of racing, Barry. As you as a crew chief, you should know that, but you were a dumb motherfucker, so. And we got one what? He just wrecked all by himself.
I think so. And Brianna Lyons goes for a spin.
Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. are around.
It's going to bring out the caution. Let's see what happened there. Yeah,
Yeah, he got the shit kicked out of him, and then,
Yep, there it is. All right, well, that was a great replay, and we're going double file again for another restart. They fire off in the get-go restart zone, and the green is back out. We are underway.
Here we go. Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quality passes that lap.
They are side by side, by side, by side, by side, all the way down to 52nd. As wow.
Bob, am I going to be able to have like a DNQ Nomics website, or are you going to send me a cease and desist?
Oh,
they're 3 wide.
They're 3 wide. I don't. Yeah, we need to do some fantasy DNQ racing. We need to set that up. We'll do a fantasy DNQ. Bill Chester will post it on his Twitter.
Yeah.
You can pick a kart racer every week. We'll enter in the finishing results, and we'll keep points on it as Caleb Kennard is trying to make the move on Ronnie Cowell for second. They're side by side.
Look at this racing.
Now, Barry, I got to ask, do you think if these guys were tandem right now, they would catch the leader faster?
Yeah, guys, here the draft plays a big role. And, the problem that a lot of these guys have is they can't read and write. They don't know how to play together, much like they teach you back in preschool. And so these guys just don't know how to do it. And so they're going to be stuck in the positions that they're in racing each other.
Go ahead.
The leader is loving this. Watching this in his rear view mirror, the leader is loving this side by side behind him because he knows they're never going to catch him.
Yeah, they're just side drafting the shit out of each other right now, and that's just bogging them down. And, he finally clears them. But now they singled out. And you know what? I think Caleb Kennard was 200 thousandths faster than the leader right now. He is running him down. Don't look now.
Bob, do you think the simulation that some of these big...
Don't look now, guys.
Do you think the simulation some of these big teams have, Bob, is playing into, like, Caleb Kennard's lead?
I mean, I know Robert Showalter outmoneyed everybody last year, and that's what racing is, and everybody got mad about it. But you know what? His sim shit is right. I think what we're seeing now is Caleb Kennard is running the Hendrick sim, and it's just a little bit off. I mean, as far as drafting, it's great, but it's just a little bit off.
Guys, we had a Service Master clean caution there. We're going back to green in the green gecko with the blue background. Save 15 minutes on a product that everybody has to have. Green flag.
Caleb Kennard makes a move inside of Ronnie Carroll. They're side-by-side side drafting. Oh, they're 3 wide, 2 wide. This is a restart we're going to play for the next 10 years.
There's a lot of good racing back there for 4th, 5th, and 6th, Bob. Ain't nobody cares about that because it paid $0.
Yeah, and Robert Showalter is destroying the field right now. And do you think Gary set his car up?
Yeah, guys, I think the only thing that's getting more destroyed than the field right now is the inside of Showalter's thighs. Those things have got to be so damn red and charred up. He probably going to need a wheelchair to get to his car.
Good old-fashioned old Gene Chafin. You got to have those things for like 6 years before they ever get broken in, right? White flag is out for Robert Showalter. He's going to hate us for the rest of his life after he watches this, but the checker flag's out, and he loves it right now.
Can we get a picture of Gary Showalter in the video somewhere?
Robert Showalter down here in Victory Lane again for the DNQ Busch Series event. Having a Busch right now. You pretty much kicked their ass in this one here. It wasn't even close.
I peeked behind me a couple of times and see I kind of was out there a little bit. And, man, I tell you what, the tires were perfect. They had absolutely tons of bite, but wasn't locking this thing down at all. So, hands off the Knauf and his prep that we use. And let's see if we can go win it in the tech shed.
You know, you got a whole nother 50 laps going. You about worn out?
I probably need some rib protectors in my ribs, and my body just got the shit beat out of it from that race there. But I'm ready to do it. Let's see if we can make 3 in a row.
A couple more beers, you'll be just in race trim. Winner tonight here in the DNQ Busch Series. No, this is not Thad Moffitt. This is Caleb Clenard. You know, we had a thing online. They said you wore the mullet better than Thad Moffitt, so that's got to feel good. Second place finish here tonight in the Carroll Tractor Trailer Repair Busch Series. What did you need to catch Showalter?
I definitely needed some more air for sure, and I think I was a tad bit too soft right there. I couldn't get down the straightaway like Showalter could, and I already know I wore the mullet better, so that adds 2 tenths right there. I mean, if we didn't have that, we'd probably be a 25th place go-kart right there.
How was the engine? I just bought that like 2 days ago at Harbor Freight.
Well, all I know is them 6-year-olds down there in China building all that stuff, they do a really good job. That thing held up for however many laps we just ran, plus the ARCA race, and brung it home second. So,
yeah, Trump's working on that. He'll fix it all. Second place finish here tonight in the Carroll Tractor Trail Busch Series for Caleb Clenard. Ronnie Carroll finishes third here tonight in the Carroll Tractor Trailer Repair Busch Series race. It seemed like anything could have happened between you and Clenard there for second, but it seems like nobody was going to catch Showalter.
Nah, nobody was going to catch him, but it was good, clean racing. That was fun. Fun racing between me and him. I got the high side to stick a little bit. Good, clean racing. I enjoy racing Caleb. He's a good, clean racer. A lot of guys are not that clean.
Especially here in this series. ARCA's even worse. But you know what? You've had a good night tonight so far. You're in the top 3. We've talked to you after both races, so it's got to be a good night so far.
Oh, yeah, real good night, man. Top 3 anywhere is a good night for me. It's all fun. I like coming out here. And, yeah, just fun.
Ronnie Carroll, third place finish here tonight in the Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Busch Series race. Well, the next race is up as a Milltona 50. Everybody's ready to rock. Driver intros will come up next, and we're going to go racing.
Busch. That's a sound of refreshment. No question about it.
I got a question. Does camouflage actually work?
Let's see.
Wow. Huh. Did not see that coming.
Kind of the point.
Well, the Milltona 50 getting ready to start. Nigel Standish is making his Cup debut. He will be starting third tonight. Look for him to have a good run. He was the ARCA champ last year. LJ McCleary, a past champion in the Cup Series, will be starting fifth as well. But, guys, I really want to talk about David Crops. He's starting in the outside pole tonight.
Bob, I heard he bought the whole tire allotment for this race. What is that going to do to his game?
Well, he's going to have everything that he needs to get it done tonight. Dean Busch making his start in the DNQ Series, starting 13th tonight. Going to have a little ways to go. He hasn't raced in a while. But they're all chasing Ronnie Shirk, who starts on the pole tonight.
Yeah, Ronnie Shirk starting on the pole, looking to get this Milltona win here, guys. He is going to have to drive extra wide tonight to have a shot.
50 laps here tonight for the DNQ Ghost Face Brewery Cup Series race. We've got all these carts lined up. We have not had this many in a long time. We got to credit that to the Hoosier tire that these guys are running on tonight. No prep on this tire, a treaded tire at that. It's going to hold up very well tonight. As the guys take their class photo, we're going to talk to some of these drivers here in a moment and ask them what it's going to take to win this race. Perfect. Barry, let's go to the cutaway car and talk about a wedge adjustment.
Yeah, guys, there's several adjustments you can make to these go-karts. One of the things we're going to show you is a wedge adjustment right here. So let's just say you're really tight, car's handling like shit. You're going to pull out one of these shims and you're going to put it on the top, right? Let's say if you're too loose, you're going to take them back out. You're going to put them in the bottom of that. This is just one of the many different changes you can make on these carts as instituted by DNQ Car.
We're down here at Mike Rott getting ready to start this 50-lap Milltona race. Once you win this race, your name goes on the trophy, picture goes on the trophy forever. Long lap, though, 50 laps. You're going to be up on the wheel. Can you handle it?
Yes, sir, we can. We're just going to take our time and just see how things pan out and enjoy these 50 laps.
Are you going to get to the top right away?
Probably, yes. It looks like there's some bite up there. We'll see how it goes.
Mike Rudy's going to test the high side, I think, when we start this race. Let's take a look at the Hoosier tire, which is brand new to DNQ this year, and this is the information about it. The biggest thing that we wanted to touch on for this year is it equalized the field, and we see that with David Crops up front, a couple different guys that aren't really fast all the time. I mean, they're 4 inches to 3.5 stagger. It's $290 for a full set, and they will last you the whole season, and we eliminated the prep from them.
Yeah, you know, David Crops is up front now, but it's going to be probably like 3 weeks until all the big dogs rise to the top and all the shit falls to the bottom.
Yeah, guys, there's nothing like setting up racing for communism and just giving everybody the same thing they're all supposed to have. I remember another racing series that did a lot of things similar to this.
Well, I feel like it's a great equalizer at this point in time. It has definitely brought multi-groove racing into kart racing. But let's go down and talk to David Krops and Ronnie Shirk, who share the front row. Well, these tires are the great equalizer, and Hoosier puts together a great tire. David Krops, this tire has definitely helped you out a ton. We don't usually see you towards the front of the field. You're starting on the outside pole for this race. I mean, do you feel like you have a piece that can win this thing?
I definitely feel like I have a kart that can win this race. You know, just try and stay up front, avoid the trouble. These tires are awesome. It's definitely equalized the field. As you can see, I'm usually at the back, and tonight I'm starting outside pole, which is awesome.
Another driver down here that we talked to in our past couple races, Ronnie Shirk. Ronnie Shirk making the jump to the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series here tonight. Ronnie, we just talked to David Krops. He said these tires are the great equalizer. Same to you here. It's your Cup debut, starting on the pole from Milltona 50. What do you have to do to win this thing?
I need to run 50 clean laps. I surprised myself starting up front. First time being on a clone motor, but these tires are they rip pretty good. Just look forward to 50 clean laps and just keeping it up there. I'd like to thank my sponsors jumping aboard this for this year. Finish Line Wash Pros. They support me this year, and Weekend Warriors Production. Yeah, just they're aboard and I'm ready to rip it.
Ronnie Shirk starting from the pole here tonight. Well, coming up next, it is the 6th annual Milltona 50 race from Millbridge Speedway. We'll be right back after this message. All right, Ghostface Brewery Cup Series starting lineup for the Milltona 50, and on the front row we have got Ronnie Shirk and David Krops.
Row number 3, David Showalter and Nigel Standish.
Row number 17, Michael Catarinino and LJ McCleary.
In our next row, it's Nick Stroop and Mike Rock.
Row number 7, Dylan Welsh and Jason Asbury.
And in the next row, we got Mickey Roop Poop and Ron Richmond.
Dean Busch making his debut, along with Stephen Broy making his Cup debut as well.
Curtis Markham's still alive, everybody, and Mike Melton.
And we got retired baseball pitcher Jason Isringhausen and some other guy rounding out the field.
Ghostface Brewery Cup Series 410 AKR and engines. Here are the tires we just talked about, men tread depth, and you cannot prep these things. We check it often. Well, here we go. Milltona has not seen 18 karts in a long time. We've got an 18-kart field, pretty stout. Ronnie Shirk and David Krops will lead them to green. Green flag is out. They're 15 wide already in the backstretch because people can't start a friggin' race. But here we go. We're underway.
Well, Bob, you got 18 karts because there's not another race within 100 miles of here.
Sold out crowd tonight. Look at the grandstands in 3 and 4, guys.
David Krops has a problem and he gets spot. Big wreck. Oh, we got one that piles in out of nowhere.
Guys, right there, you'll see that side flap did not deploy, and that car spun.
David Green, get over there and look at that side.
Let's take a look at this again.
Big, here, you see the splitter flutter. The splitter flutter. You saw it on camera.
And you know what? These teams are in charge of their own safety. We check them pre-race, but yes, that side flap did not deploy. Just didn't deploy there, did it?
There's nothing scarier than locking your roof flap down and David Green walking by.
Here we go, double file, green flag. We are back underway, and it did not take long for David Krops to find the back of the field, did it?
That's 3 wide. 4 wide, Bob.
5 or 6 wide. They're testing the grooves out everywhere on this racetrack. I love this racing. Ronnie Shirk to the lead. 2 ARCA drivers up front. We haven't seen ARCA drivers up front in a long time. These guys ran ARCA. They were fast. Now they're in Cup as fast. Very rare thing to have happen.
Yeah, well, Bob, they didn't buy their rides. They went up there on talent, and you see the difference.
Oh, door slammed the shit out of him right there. Mike Rock just door slammed the shit. But you know what? I gotta say, Barry, the multi-groove racing is definitely alive here in this Cup Series.
Yeah, it sure is. And Michael Crouchrot really doing some dangerous maneuvers here early on. He really needs to take care of his stuff to make it to the end here.
He rolled the top. He gets a hot fart, and he's going to pull to the side of Ryan Richmond. Maybe he picked up some of that duty, and we've got one in the duty. Oh man.
Nasty,
dude. Mike Broy found the diarrhea in the inside of the field. Let's take a look at what happened.
Skips a generation right there.
Pepto-Bismol, diarrhea, a shit show of a caution right there.
Let's take
a little bit of runoff from the ARCA race.
Let's take a look at this replay here. Yeah, he just lost it on his own, and
These fucking guys have never owned their own race car, ever, have they? They just beat the shit out of whatever they're in.
No, here we go. Green flag. Ronnie Shirk leads his field. Ryan Richmond, another name we haven't called up towards the front here in a little while. He's doing well, too, and these tires...
Which car is he in, Bob?
He's in the blue 54 right there, hunting for the lead.
So my vision's a little blurry.
He's the one up front now.
Fuck yeah, Ryan Richmond!
Ryan Richmond takes the lead. LJ McCleary tries to follow him through, and a hot fart everywhere. Connorino gets a hot fart up top. He's getting a case of the runs. This shit all over the racetrack, isn't there, Barry?
Well, guys, the track is brown, and it's not because of dirt.
No, I mean, there's hot runs coming everywhere. Seems like
could this track come in, Bob?
Yeah, I gotta say, 1 and 2, you can pretty much run the top and get a run. As we go on board with Adam Welsh, he is currently P13. He needs to get his shit together. And the Finish Line Wash Pros LLC in-car camera. He is a power bottom right now, and he does not want to search towards the top. He'd be somebody I thought would go to the top to get some runs.
Holy shit, he's got like $600 gloves and a tack from 1984.
And he's either wearing really old white New Balances or Timberlands. Either way, they're brown.
Mike Rod is starting to make some runs up to Ryan Richmond, but good to see Ryan Richmond lead a cup race. Ronnie Shirk as well. I mean, these guys are all graduates from other series, and they're out here hauling ass here tonight. Mike Melton, your dash winner, is in the top 5 as well. And I got to say, the tire has really helped racing in DNQ in general, but the multi-groove has seemed to come into a one-groove track as it looks like Richmond's starting to fall out of the seat.
Bob, you got to tell this 3-tread, hot, middle, medium rare, tread compound tire that we got right now is really mixing this racing up. And the next thing that we need to fuck up is the aero package.
Absolutely. I agree. We need to just put step splitters on them, big spoilers, as Rott leads this field right now.
That was the get the fuck out of the way flag.
Yeah, for David Crofts, who had such a promising night, but due to damage to his kart on that accident, he is relegated towards the back of the
Bob,
field.
Do you think he is, or Barry Mack, this is a better question for you. Do you think David Crofts cut a lot of drag out of that car for qualifying, and now he's paying for it?
Guys, that's a great point you bring up. Might have cut a little drag out just to get a good qualifying spot, but again, you said this earlier, Bill, it's about the cream that rises to the top, and David Crofts did not make it to the top right now. He's showing that he was a pretender the whole time and not truly a contender.
Kind of like RCR there, he believed the lie that they could trim those things out and it raced well.
Yeah.
But right now, it looks like Mike Rott and Ronnie Shirk, Ryan Richmond, LJ McCleary, they had a lot of downforce built into their cars. We could see it walking through the garage. I have a personal eye that could see the Hawkeye scan in my brain, and I could tell everybody's trimmed out.
Yeah, I walked past her and Andy Petrie looked at me and he goes, "You got this thing fucking nailed." And here he is, 26.
Guys, I walked through the garage, which actually in 2019 and in 2020 means I sent a couple text messages to people I don't even really talk to anymore. About 1 in 3 responded and told me some information that probably wasn't even true about their car, and that's what I'm saying on the broadcast.
Lap traffic gonna be a problem here for Mike Rott as he's starting to hit some lap carts. He shimmies up the track. Oh, and he spins!
Oh, God, he hit
the leader.
Markham's tombstone.
The leader lap car, and that is going to bring out the caution. He's stuck in the diarrhea. Let's see what happened there. Just hit the splitter. He was on the splitter there.
Yeah, just ran into David Markham's casket and ended up in the mud.
All right, here we go. Another side-by-side restart. Green flag, we're underway, and let's see how this thing goes. These guys have been all over the track tonight. See if it stays that way.
They're side by side by side.
Yeah, and you know what? This is a lot better than the other tire prep races we've watched so far as McCleary hits a rim. Look at that hot fart all the way. Wow, that was impressive. Nick Stroop went to the top.
Way top.
Oh, Connorino goes for a spin. Takes out Nigel Standish.
That's where Mommy hides the cookies all the way out there.
Guys, I just want to point something out. Great job on the track prep tonight. Believe it or not, from what y'all see on TV once a year, Tony Stewart was not here to prep the racetrack, guys.
Let's go on board with Adam Welsh. Let's check a look at his tack, who is not really his tack, but let's see what he does here. It seems like he's bogging his engine down a little bit. Yeah, and there's his lap time and his head temp, but I got to say, He's doing an all right job, but when you run the top, you get more RPM. Why is that, Barry?
Well, guys, when you're standing on that gas and just not lifting, you're going to do what's more called revolutions per minute, and he's doing a lot of them right there.
LJ McCleary up towards the front. LJ McCleary is Matt Kenseth of DNQ.
He is. He's so good. He's so old. Has about 17 kids. And look at him. He's a power bottom.
Yeah, he's getting it done. Caution is out. And there's a bumper on the racetrack. Look at this thing. Look at him pick it up over there.
Beat all the way off.
Beat the bumper off of that thing, didn't it? Somebody got pounded tonight. And we're on the left rear. That's another drink. Green flag, we're underway. Mike Rott jumps the left rear. You know, for Christmas, I hope some of you guys got a bumper that covers the left rear tire.
We need to post a DNQ drinking game on the DNQ Twitter.
Yeah, that would not be a bad. Whoa, we got one way up the racetrack.
He might have not lifted there, guys.
Nah, I don't think he did. That was Adam Welsh. He definitely didn't lift. We got guys in the mud everywhere. There's shit all over the racetrack.
They're 3 wide.
Ronnie Shirk leads this thing right now with Ryan Richmond and LJ McCleary in third place. Mike Melton and Mike Rott. You know, I wonder if there was. Oh, we got Showalter down in the infield. You know,
Showalter took the Curtis Key starting park front line right there down to the inside of the racetrack, getting out of the way of the leaders.
Tell you what, some of these guys will figure this out eventually, but it seems like the top 5 have definitely figured out their setup because it's not about tires anymore. It's more about the chassis.
It is until y'all make some crazy-ass rule to change things up.
Jeff Green's back on the track after overheating issues early. He rejoins the field 15 laps down.
Yep. You got some guys protecting the bottom. Some guys like to get up top, get a hot fart, and get a run on them. If you were out there right now, Bill, and I know you have an illustrious racing career, where would you be right now on this track?
Right now, I'd be right in the middle. Right in the middle of your old lady's legs.
Well, here we go. We've got the top, the second, third, and fourth. Looks like nobody's got anything for Ronnie Shirk right now. But Rott starting to make the charge back up through the field, and he went all the way to the back when he had that incident, but now he's starting to come through the field here. Seems like he's got his shit together, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does have his shit together, and not only does he have his shit together, he's got shit flying out of the back of his car. He looks like he's turned on the afterburners. He's catching the leader. Don't look now. Watch out. Guys, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. He is catching the leader.
Let's go to commercial.
Yes,
Second place is only 6 seconds behind the leader right now.
The leader's 6 seconds ahead. He's in traffic, but second place was a second faster than him that last lap. Fastest cart on the track, his crew chief just told him.
Guys, back when I was a crew chief, the thing you always had to say to your driver is when the leader's buried in traffic and you're about 20th quick on the racetrack, you just tell him he's the fastest car on the track. Might get you an extra 10th out on the racetrack.
You're as fast as the leader. That lap.
That lap. That corner. Good corner. Go get me some white paint.
You know, what I was talking about is when Mike Rott ran into that lap car, you know, Charles Lewandowski would be very defensive of the lap car himself because, you know, you really love those guys that come in just to fill the field and sometimes get in the way. I'm not saying that's what happened there, but I've seen a lot of other times where lap guys just get in the way and they say they're running their race.
Yeah, guys, they're racing for their sponsors, their team, their crew members. They have every right to do what they have to do to get their best finish.
Maybe we can go down and talk to Curtis Markham after this to get a first-hand experience on camera.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. Rod just drove into his fucking left rear. I mean, the leader should be the most. This guy's down on the bottom. I think he fell out of the seat. I don't know who that is, but when you're riding around the bottom like that, you're pretty much falling out of the seat. But Ronnie Shirk leading this race handily, and he has never won a DNQ race.
Vince Welsh is 8th right now. That's unlike him. Usually we see him right down on pit road near the front.
Finish Line Wash Pros needs to come pressure wash that camera right there, and if your HOA's up your ass about mold, contact them for a good pressure washing.
Yeah, I think Vince Welch down here, like you were saying, Bill, he's usually screaming at the top of his lungs down on pit road about some pit road adjustments being made, but seeing him up there in 8th is a good job for him.
We're going to hear about this on Rip the Fart podcast.
Wow, we've got a lot of lap carts in the way here as the top couple carts trying to drag their way through them. Ronnie Shirk is the leader, never won a DNQ race. He won an ARCA race once, got thrown out in the tech shed. He leads Mike Rott, but we know that 5 to go caution's coming. Is he in trouble when Mike gets up to him?
I think so. I've seen Mike Rott do some things that would scare anyone. So we get this caution, and I think he won't be afraid to do what it takes to win.
Those guys are buddies. I mean, they are teammates, but I don't think teammates mean a thing when it comes down to winning the Milltona race.
Only one of them's banned from scores, and for good reason. No, when it comes down to 5 to go, all teammates are gone. There's like, what does encumber mean? Nah, nothing.
Cucumber.
There it is. Caution flag waves. And we had Dean Busch up against the wall, but it is also our 5 to go caution.
He's done. Look at him.
We are, yeah.
Get
So
me the fuck out.
the cone is out. They choose the bottom. Who's going to go to the top and take a hot fart? There you go.
Place chose the top. What the fuck
Yeah, I'm surprised. At least in 1 and 2, it seems like you can get a run up top, but 3 and 4 you can't. So you better get it done on this restart as Mike Melton goes to the top up front. May work out for him.
Got to take the chance here, guys. I like to pick on the top.
He was running 5th because he sucks ass at restart. Jesus.
Here we go.
Nowhere even
They all run to the bottom. Nobody even went to the top. I mean, everybody's going to be bogged down on the bottom. Oh, and Mike Rott has an issue. Man, that sucks for him.
That's forgotten.
Yeah. LJ McCleary up to second.
Jimmy Spencer out front to 7. LJ McCleary running him down. He's got that clean air running down Jimmy.
Nick Stroop, the Iron Station sensation, according to his Facebook, is running 4th. Yeah, I guess he runs real dirt cars, so I don't know what the fuck he's doing down here, but he's having fun. And he's doing a very good job here. And Asbury's in 5th.
If you are having a problem, guys, go ahead and call Passages of Malibu.
Yeah, white flag in the air for Ronnie Shirk. And if he wins this race tonight, he is definitely going to have an issue. He is going to party his ass off because coming out of turn 4, Ronnie Shirk, you have just won the Milltona 50.
Hell yeah, Ronnie Shirk.
That is awesome.
Ronnie Shirk going to be shirtless.
Ghost Race Brewing Cup Series finishes off the Milltona 50. And a very excited winner, Ronnie Shirk, soaking it all in.
Woo.
Took the lead back at lap 19. And after that, never gave it up again. Ronnie, how about that? Dominated this party and pulled away at the end when it counted. But how nervous were you when you knew you had Michael right there behind you for that last restart?
Yeah, well, my teammate, Mike, he got past me and started leading, and I started following him. We got up in the lap traffic, and I just went through the middle and passed him, and then I guess he said that he blew a chain guard or a chain, and the rest is history. I just stayed up there and held my own, and man, I'm glad I went cup racing. These Hoosiers are #1, man. I like to thank my sponsor, Finish Line Wash Pros, Weekend Warriors Production. They came on aboard this year to sponsor me. But look at that trophy.
That's as good as it gets right there. Going to come in and add Ronnie Shirk to the base of that trophy of winners of the Milltona 50. How's it feel, Ronnie? I know this is the biggest race for DNQ kart racing, to finally add your name to the base of that trophy and win this thing.
Yeah, it feels amazing. Last year I finished second. I was runner-up in 2 series, ARCA and Dash series, but coming into this series, I'm glad to get the win under my belt. It's my first win. So yeah, it means a lot, and I appreciate everything that Eddie does for everything, and then Ashley and Jeremy for getting this track ready for us to run tonight.
Gotta love.
Good job.
Gotta love it. First win, and it's in the biggest race of them all. Ronnie Shirk kisses the trophy. He's the winner of the DNQ Ghostface Brewing Cup Series Milltona 50.
Second place for LJ McCleary in the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series. Feature event for Milltona 50. Second sucks, but I don't know if anybody had anything for Shirk there.
No, once I got to second there and we kind of lap to lap, I definitely didn't have anything for him. Yeah, he had her set up pretty good and put it in the wind and went. So we ran good though.
I've seen a couple people go to the top and gain speed. Just didn't look like it was there tonight with the way the track was.
No, it wasn't. Not like the first race we had there. I don't know if some of these guys, they dusted off the top with the micros or intermediates or whatever, but it wasn't up there. Tried it one time and learned real quick not to go up there.
Second place for LJ McCleary tonight in the Milltona 50. Third place finish for Ryan Richmond in the Milltona 50. Ryan, you led a couple laps there. We had a bunch of different guys swap the lead there towards the beginning of this race. Got in a groove, settled in, finished third. How was it?
It was awesome, 100%. Like, this is the best rule package they've ever, we've come up with, as you in the DNQ series, and it was awesome. It was just a little, I was still too free when I got to the front. I feel like I went to the bottom like first, and it's there, so I was getting too free on the long run, and that's when guys got back behind me, but third place is okay for the day we started. We didn't qualify very good, and drove up there and led some laps. It was pretty good.
A very competitive field today, and a third place finish for Ryan Richmond. Some things never change.
Hey, Drew, at home. We'll see you.
Hooters Pro Cup final results. Gary Showalter set up his kid's cart. He wins the race.
Good for him. I'm firing my car up. I got to walk my ass out real far up towards the front of the road.
Got it from me tonight.
In our next series races, the micros are out there. ARCA Pink Magic Series, Ronnie Carroll gets the win after Tyler Lalone gets bounced. He is fined $100. Low idle jet. Don't fuck with the engines. We told you not to do it. And let's take a look at the Goodies Dash Series. 4 carts, a great finish.
It was a great race.
Markham's name spelled wrong.
It is. I'm going to leave it, though. Quick fingers on that one. Good catch. Let's take a look at the Busch Series final results. Showalter again cleaning house tonight.
Guys, I expect to see everybody show black rustlers now. Might have been the difference.
As the micros are out here racing, well, we got one up top here.
Oh, goddamn.
Well, let's clean his brains off the ground. Ronnie Shurk took home the win in the Milltona 50. McCleary, Richmond, and Stroop, your top 4.
Yeah, Asbury's come home 5th. Belton, Standish, Dylan Welsh, and Roger Poop.
Well, I want to thank you guys for being up here in the booth again for another great Milltona 50. We are just making a bunch of memories here, aren't we?
We sure are. I look forward to firing up the helicopter now. I'm not going to walk to the car.
Yeah, and I probably won't be back for another race all year, so that was a great ride.
Well, we're glad to have you guys back for the Milltona 50, and we will see you guys next week.